Hello. Welcome to the Catch Some SoulShine podcast, and I'm your host, Dawn Renee Bova. I'm here to share drastic self care measures that will help empower you to awaken brilliance after life's darkest moments. I've discovered countless measures that help heal and transform you so that you can live a joyful, empowered life without feeling trapped in the past, without clinging to the opinions of others, and without fear of vulnerability in a community setting. And I intend to bring some guests to help shed some light on specific modalities. I'm so glad you're here. So grab a cup of coffee because it's time to catch some soulshine. Welcome back. Today, I have decided to really take a deep dive and talk with you about faith. Sometimes this can be a taboo subject. People don't want to talk about it, they don't want to say things out loud. So, I'm going to start this out with a story. And of course, this is all about awakening brilliance after life's darkest moments. And this story really illustrates a very dark, bleak moment for me. Shortly after Bradley had passed, and man, I cried buckets of tears. Buckets and buckets. I never thought a body could make so many tears. And I was laying in bed one night. I fell asleep. I just had tears streaming down my face. And I felt this hand reach over and wipe my cheek. And I kind of shrugged a little bit because, I don't know, I was mad at my husband or something like that. And, you know, you ever get like, don't touch me. I felt it again and I woke up and I looked over and my husband wasn't there. I just knew, I had this deep knowing that that was Brad or God or energy, whatever you choose to call it, giving me comfort and almost like saying, it's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. I'm here. And then of course I was mad at myself because I was like, "Oh my gosh, I shrugged it away." That really had a profound and deep meaning for me, that God, energy, people that we love are really never gone. They're just in a different place, a different space. Having a strong faith means having a deep conviction or confidence in something that's beyond what you can see or observe. And that's what that moment was for me. Sometimes it takes a profound experience in your life, loss and deep grief, strengthened my faith. It made me dig deeper and search for answers or an understanding of why. I heard a story one time. Well, actually, I've heard several stories of, they call them near death experiences. And one was my stepfather's sister in law. And they were telling me that she was in a horrible accident. She was unconscious in bed, and they were all gathered around her. They had called her children in to see her, and she pulled through. And afterwards, she described the setting to them. Now, she was unconscious. She described the ER. She described everyone that was there. She had this voice or knowing that she had to come back. And boom, just like that, she was back in her body. Another story that was shared with me was young man had overdosed, and he said, I can't describe it. People talk about seeing a bright light, and he goes, that wasn't it for me. It was like a magnetic energy. And I was just being pulled almost like I was going through a wormhole. It was just so relaxing and peaceful, and I felt at ease. I really didn't want to come back here, but the next thing I know, boom, I was back in my body. I think experiences like that can't be explained, are very comforting. They let us know that we're not just gone when we pass through this life. Our essence, our soul, our energy, we keep going. I believe because of my experiences that sometimes you can feel that energy. You can see it. You can know that it's there. I read a book once, and it was by Dr. Eben Alexander, and it's called Proof of Heaven: A Neurosurgeon's Journey into the Afterlife. He was a very scientific man, and he had no faith whatsoever, no belief system, no religious conviction, and developed a severe case of bacterial meningitis. He ended up in the hospital in a coma for 7 days on a ventilator and was given, I believe, less than a 10% chance of survival. And if he survived, the outcome was unknown, whether he would have, permanent brain damage or, physical disability. And I'll let you read the book, but it was really profound, the experience that he had, and life-changing. It changed the whole direction of his life after that experience. So I feel like sometimes life's darkest moments can be a gift to produce huge, profound change and give your life a much deeper, fulfilling purpose. There's religious faith, there's spiritual faith, and faith in other people or yourself. I mean, how many times have I come up against something? I'll tell you, when I decided to go back to school at the age of 45, I was really scared. I thought, "Oh my gosh, I can't do this. There's just no way. It's going to be so hard. I don't know. It's a lot of money." But I had this faith that it would be okay. I did it. And not only did I do it, but I graduated with honors. I don't think that's because I'm extremely intelligent. I think that it came from this deep belief in myself that I could do it and I would do it. I feel like that's the same journey I'm on right now with my creative art path and sharing this podcast with you. I just believe, I have this faith that it's something that's really needed, and it pushes me to move forward and go for it. Your faith can be rooted in philosophical beliefs or personal experience or intuition. I practice this program, and they talk about intuition, and at first we just have to develop that. And how do we develop it? By leaning inward and doing self-reflection and prayer and meditation. And as we do those things, the intuition gets bigger and better and stronger. And then we come to rely on it like it's second nature. Faith gives people hope, optimism, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. It's really important. So I don't really know what life is all about after we leave this planet or our spirit or soul leaves our body. I don't know what that's about, but I have this deep, unwavering faith that we keep going. Energy just doesn't stop, it keeps going. That's what I believe is true for all of my loved ones. They may not be physically here, but they keep going. It's like that ripple, the ripple effect. When you strengthen your faith, it gives your life meaning and purpose and guidance and comfort and strength, especially during challenging times. Before Brad passed away, I was out helping a young woman who was really struggling with her substance use, and I left there and I was just so upset. I called Brad, asked him if maybe he could help a little bit, and he said, "Mom, sometimes people have to die so that other people can live." A few short weeks after he told me that, he passed. And at first, that message that he gave me was haunting and chilling, and I couldn't wrap my head around it. But now I look at it as, because of Brad's passing, it forged my career into a pathway of helping other people. I've been able to help a lot of people because of Brad. My faith is deep and personal, and yours can be too. There's a lot of different interpretations of faith. But one thing I know for sure, the more you rely on it, the bigger it grows and the more impactful it becomes in your life. Sometimes faith can divide us, and other times it can unify us. There's a lot of benefits to enlarging your spiritual life. Who you helping? You know when you're really in the flow, when you are helping other people, because it makes your life more rich. The benefits you get from helping others are far greater than the benefits that they receive. Faith allows you to have emotional support, and it gives you comfort, especially during times of grief, loss, or uncertainty. It gives resilience and helps you cope. It's like motivation for you to keep going, keep pushing forward. I would have never guessed the amount of happiness that I have in my life today had you asked me a few years ago. But I kept pushing, digging deeper, reading, searching, seeking, and practicing different things like meditation and journaling and prayer. And big things are happening, like things that I couldn't even have dreamed of 7 years ago. There's a lot of moral and ethical guidance that you can get if you lean into a faith practice. Gives you help with decision making and provides some values. And there's community support. When you are around like-minded people, they'll lift you up. I love the phrase, we rise by lifting others. It's almost like everyone rises together. There's a lot of studies out that show people with a strong faith experience greater well-being, improved mental health, decreased depression and anxiety, lower stress levels, inner peace, contentment, and gratitude. I heard this story once about this prisoner. He was serving life in solitary confinement. He started digging into some faith books and some recovery journals, and I think he got the book of Alcoholics Anonymous and really dove into that. He was the most peaceful, content that he had ever been, because it's really an inside job, right? We can't base our happiness on outside circumstances. At any moment, things can change. So, working on your spirit, your soul, your connection with a higher power can give you peace and satisfaction that you may have never known. Faith can really improve hope and optimism. It gives you the belief that there's a possibility of change, better, improved. It helps motivate you to seek a brighter future and help others. I really believe in positive affirmations, and I've written out several of them, and sometimes I'll hang a little note in the bathroom mirror that I need to remind myself of every day. I have books beside my bed that I'll read for positive affirmations, daily meditations. And really, that's why I created the positive affirmation journal that you guys can have for free if you want. It's soulshinesparkle.com and it's in the show notes. I created that because it's something that I've done, I've used, and I've seen the benefit. How do you strengthen your faith? You have to seek it out. Go and look, read, explore, seek guidance from other spiritual or religious people, mentors, scholars. There's books, there's YouTube. I listen to Abraham Hicks every morning on my way to work, just for a little bit of uplifting spiritual guidance. I go to church on Sunday. I read daily meditations. I practice positive affirmations. I have cards that I'll pull for a secret message just to me, and my granddaughter likes those too. Practicing reflection and contemplation has been imperative for my spiritual growth. So, one of the things that I like to do is daily meditation. If you look at all the spiritually grounded, profound leaders, they'll tell you that they meditate every day. Well, that was hard for me at first. I'm like, I can't sit still. I can't concentrate. So I started looking up meditations on YouTube. I looked up meditations for sleep. When I had my knee surgery, I Googled meditations for pain control. I have Googled meditations for, the afterlife. And then I went a little bit deeper and I thought, okay, I want to just let go of everything, open up so that I can receive. So then I started doing meditation where I would just try and not think of anything. I turned on a fan in my room and I'll set my timer on my phone and just lay there, listen to the hum of the fan for 15 minutes and try to push out all the things that are blocking me off from the sunlight of the spirit. And when I do that on a regular basis, my life gets better. You can also meditate on values or experiences or seeking a deeper connection. There's so many things, so many different ways you can meditate. But I just encourage you to pick one and practice it over and over and over. That's how we get better. When I first started my painting, I do collage, mixed media avenue, it really was a form of meditation for me. I was so busy giving, 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 giving. And I think I did that because it was so painful to sit still. But I sat down and I started painting and doing some artwork. Everything went away. I just felt this peace and joy and happiness. Creativity can also be a form of meditation. And then I wanted to improve my skills, so I've taken countless courses, and sometimes that can not be meditation, but it's all in the practice. Practice your meditation, your prayer, set aside time every day, and you will grow. Faith can provide you with a fellowship, avenues for community service. Community service really, really is important. I have reaped so many rewards from helping others. I love what I do. Rituals are also important. There are many faith based religions that have days of fasting, certain foods that they will avoid. That's a form of discipline, self discipline to help you really connect with your beliefs. It can cultivate gratitude and mindfulness. When I get up early in the morning, I love watching the sunrise. And the sunrise has never been as profound for me as it is now. Like just the colors and the awe of it, thinking my loved ones are there. Being mindful of that sunrise makes me appreciate it more. The same with sunsets. Allows me to be right here, right now, enjoying every single moment of this journey that we call life. So, how do you put your faith into action? Well, there's some simple things: kindness, compassion, forgiveness, integrity. It's really a personal journey, and I can't speak for what others need. I can look inward, try to observe some of the things that I might need to work on, but it's very personal. One of the art series that I painted is my Rooted in Faith collection. And that whole collection is a story of faith. I would write things and tear up pieces of paper and put the collage into the piece of art. They were all divinely inspired, and I love them so much that I decided to make that collection so that you can have a little piece of divine inspiration or a feeling of abundance in your space. So if you would like a free 5x7, you can also look for that down in the comments, Dawn Bova Prince, and that is my Rooted in Faith collection. So I want to leave you with one of my favorite quotes by Thomas Aquinas. I think that's how you say it. To one who has faith, no explanation is necessary. To one without faith, no explanation is possible. I hope I've inspired you to do a deep dive, expand your spiritual life, because the rewards that you will receive are immeasurable. I hope that I can bring light and love to your life. Be sure to tune in next week, and let's all catch some soul shine.